Paul, day 4, is it good to be back?
Yeah, it is. It's good. It's good to be back in terms of the training and getting everybody going again. Finding it incredibly frustrating trying to bring players in. I'll be really honest with you. But we'll keep going. We'll keep plugging away, and hopefully we'll get some more over the line over the next week or two.
I think it surprises us when we see you say something like that, because normally you are the Iceman, you just take it in your stride. Give us a sense of how frustrating it's been. How close have you got to some of these?
Well, today, for example, we've been working on bringing a player in probably for about a week or 10 days. I met him, we've had loads of conversations over the weekend. We got to a point yesterday where everything's agreed. He's in for a medical at 8:15 this morning. He has his medical, he's got his kit on, he's got his squad number. We haven't got the contract signed because it needed to go over to his agent to get it checked by the lawyers. And then probably 5-6 minutes later, he comes in and says, I've just had a call off my agent, I've got a better offer, closer to home, and I've got to take it. Gets his kit back off, clothes on, and he's in the car on his way home. So that's how close we've got with that one. We're a couple of other things which we're close on, in terms of new faces and also players inside our club. But I've said this before, until the paper's signed, it counts for absolutely nothing, and we've just got to keep working away.
That's a great example of that, isn't it? What does it do to your plans when something like that happened this morning happens? I mean, how much does it disrupt where you think you are in your squad build?
Yeah, it's a blow. But listen, it's not the end of the world. I've got no problem with the player doing it. You know, he's got to do what's right for himself and for his family. So I've got no problem with that. It happens. It's just disappointing when it happens to us, when we've put a lot of work into it. Myself and Greg had numerous calls over the weekend and text messages back and forward. And you get to a point where you think it's done, and it's then a case of, we had him down for the training numbers. So yeah, it disrupts you a little bit. And I understand the fans' frustrations. I understand the players' frustrations, because as players we've gone to another level. And they're wanting new faces, they're wanting players to come in and give them a lift. And it's bloody hard. We are finding it tough at the moment, but we'll keep going, we'll keep working away, and hopefully we'll be able to get players in who can help us.
We've heard a few times about location being an issue. Paul, how real is that for Carlisle United?
Yeah, it's real. It is a problem. It wasn't going to be a problem today with this guy. He was going to stay up here, he was going to not relocate his family, but he was going to stay up here. But it makes a difference when it's a lot closer to your home and you don't have to make that journey to get here. So it's an issue, but listen, we'll deal with it. We'll do whatever we can. We can't change where Carlisle is. That's the thing, and it's a lovely place to be. So although saying that, and we're pre-season training, I've got rain jackets on. It's ridiculous, but it is a lovely place to be. It's a good football club to be involved in. And we've just got to keep working to get the bodies in that we want.
I suppose you could have said, yeah, OK, we'll match that and give you a little bit extra. This is, I suppose, is an example of what you said at the forum. We're not going to bankrupt this club just for the sake of players.
No, we have a value on what we believe players are worth. And we're not being disrespectful. It's what they're worth to us in terms of our playing budget. And we are going to lose players because they're getting more money elsewhere. And again, that's not a slant on where we are as a football club. We're in a position where we're okay as a football club, but we're not the wealthiest, and we can't do anything about it. So we'll keep going. Last year we weren't the wealthiest, and we achieved something. And what we've got to do is make sure we get a group this year that makes us competitive and gives us a hell of a chance.
And the other bit of the patience that you've spoken about is waiting for the loan players to be available so you can get that done as well.
Yeah, we had to get them over the line as well. They took a bit of time, but we've got a couple of other things that we're looking at in terms of the loans. Not happening this week, possibly next, and hopefully that'll come through.
How are they looking, the boys, back with you at the moment?
Yeah, they're looking good. I mean, the thing is, they've hardly had any time off. They've only had 4 weeks, and in fact they had about 2, and then they started the programme to start building up. So we're not going to thrash them. We can't. We have to start the season at a good level of fitness. So we have a plan in place that we work into, and the players are looking good. They're looking bright, and we have to make sure we work them, but also not injure them, because we can't afford any injuries at this moment in time. And we'll keep going. I'm looking forward to getting the game started once we get to Friday. They've got a full week this week, and then Friday night game, and then next week it's the Tuesday, Saturday. So we're getting into the real mix of the big part of pre-season. I'm looking forward to getting started on that.
I know your sessions are extremely structured, but I'm thinking about Fridays where they worked extremely hard. You didn't do any top-ups at the end. Today's they worked hard, but there was top-ups at the end. Are you also not just planning the sessions, but also adjusting them on the hoof?
No, not at all. No, the sessions were planned. We have, we work to sort of a percentage of match data as we go through the weeks. So this week is sort of a 3 times the match data. So they'll get the distance in terms of total distance, high intensity, high speed. Because unfortunately there is no easy way to get fit. You have to go through it. You've got to hurt, you've got to run to get yourself fit, and then on top of that we'll get the footballs out, and they're doing lots and lots of football, so they're getting loads of touches of the ball, getting their feet back, getting their coordination back, and no, there's a plan to it all. Doesn't always go exactly as you'd want, but we're working to try and get it right.
There's a lot of football work as well, Paul. How much has that changed over the years, particularly in management years, for what you do with the players?
Oh, it massively changed. I mean, the first week when I was a player, you didn't even see a football, you just ran. So it has changed, but you can actually get the work in with the footballs anyway. You can get the distance in, doing games. The pitches will get bigger. Tomorrow bigger, it'll be box to box size. Wednesday it will go to more 11v11 size, and getting the intensity and getting the balls in play there. But you can disguise the work with footballs, and that's what the players want.
And you're looking at a group that earned the right to get themselves into League One. How do we keep that belief with the group that actually we deserve to be here? Because they do.
Well, the only way we'll do that is by getting players in who are going to help us to keep that belief. Belief stays with you when you're playing and you're winning, and that's what we've got to do. We've got to make sure we have a group that's competitive. Everybody knows we've lost some players, some that we chose to lose, some who've chosen to leave, but we've got to just make sure we replace them, and that's what we're working to do. It's slow, it takes time to get these things done, but we're going to keep working and working until we get to a point where we're told the window's closed, you can't do any more, or we're spent up.
Amari's one of the open-ended ones. Are you able to give us a definitive on where we're at with him?
He's told me he wants to leave, so that's that. I've had numerous conversations with him, and he's decided to leave. I mean, I haven't seen he's gone anywhere else. I've heard rumours, and clubs are ringing us about him, but no, I don't think Amari will be coming back to us.
First friendly on Friday, that's when things again start to notch up.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a game where it's a thank you to Annan for helping us with mocks, and hopefully they'll make a bit of money out of it. And also it's our first game where the players will all do 45 minutes each. It's just an extension of training. They'll train on Friday morning, so they'll get something in the legs then, go and have a few hours at home, and then come back again for the night, and we just keep building it. They've got to be able to play games and make decisions when they're tired, and that's what we expect on Friday night. And ideally I want the performance and the result, but it's more about just getting the fitness out of it.
Clean slate for absolutely everybody?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I mean, it's that's what happens in pre-season. Everybody's done their job to get us to where we are, but now we've got a group together, and everybody has got to show us that they deserve to start the season.
Just a final one, Paul, on numbers. If in the ideal world, how many more are you adding to this squad at the moment?
Quite a few. I don't even know the numbers, but everybody can see we're very short in forward areas. That's the area that we're really focusing on. We've got a few other things that we're looking at, but I would say half a dozen at least we're going to need to get in, because we're just short on numbers, and we can't afford to go into the season with the numbers that we've got at the moment.